Welcome in to another edition of Nick Patrick's Mailbag, exclusively live here on Podcast Eat Wrestling YouTube. I am your host, Cassio, and I am joined by the legend himself, the man of the hour, the NWO heel ref, the most hated referee ever in the business himself. Mr. Nick Patrick, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Man, we are doing good. We've got a fun show today. We've got a special guest.
Yeah,
we are going to get to very shortly. We got a big Deep South event coming up shortly. But first of all, how are you doing? How's the fam doing, man?
Everybody's doing really well. My sons, both my sons are doing well. Nick and I went to the gym today, and we walked in. It was like, oh, all new equipment, and that's really cool.
Well, he don't like change.
Yeah, but he did, man. He jumped right on the change. I did two walkthroughs so I could see where everything was, and it's really nice. It's great new equipment, but man, he adjusted like nothing to it. The one thing that they have a stretching rack, and I've added like stretching to our deal right at the very beginning. We stretched for about 15 minutes, and they didn't have the stretching rack, but they had like a couple of rooms that weren't finished being put up yet. They just had everything out on the main floor. And so we got our stuff done. He kicked my butt on the new equipment. He was cool with the change. It's funny. Sometimes change pisses me off worse than it does him. and I got tickled because I was looking around because there's a bunch of different old timers that come in there and work, and there were several of them that was just like, because they're so used. They were so used to their deal, and I thought, hell, me and Nick's doing great compared to some of them folks. So some of them folks, and now all the young people in there was digging it because it's really nice new equipment. So, Nick had no problem making an adjustment. So
it's like when they change up the layout of the grocery store or the dispensary for some of y'all. Yeah, whatever the case may be, you're like, my whole life's turned upside down.
Oh, me too, man. I have to find somebody that's filling those carts and asking about 3 or hey, where do you find the stuff? Yeah. Because there's always people filling carts now, so that's one plus, and they know where
doing the shopping. Yeah,
they know where all that stuff's at, man. So,
well, thank y'all for watching us here at Podcast Heat. If you want to comment and interact with us, make sure you are subscribed. You have to like and subscribe our channel before you can comment, and then get those questions and comments in, not only for us, but when we bring our guest here in just a minute or two. Make sure you get those in the chat. We love interacting with you, so make sure you hit us up in the chat, whatever it is. Also, if you'd like to jump to the front of the line and make sure we get to your chat, the best way, easiest way to do that and support the show at the same time is hit us up in the super chat. So go ahead and get those ready, and we'll get to as many questions as we can before we get out of here today. Now, Nick,
yes,
we're going to bring in our guest. I know this is man. This guy's got a lot going on, son, in his career.
Yeah, he does. Yes,
Cannot wait to talk to him. Do you want to bring him in? You want me to bring him in? Do you want to set this up?
I'm just going to give my one hint that I gave last week, and I'll let you make the pitch and bring him in. Okay. See if they can figure out who it is. All right, you ready? Let me see if I get my hand in here. All right, here it comes. That's my hint right there.
Well, let's bring him in. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Some call him Hate Hogan himself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Stump Marshall. Stunt, how are you, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Dude,
hey, man, thanks for joining us today, man. Stunt is one half of our Deep South Tag Team Champions. And
Whoa!
yeah, and when we talked a couple of weeks back, we talked about we spoke to Naja, and we talked about how sometimes I'll put main event matches on first. And the reason I do it, and a lot of shows you'll see a lot of rookie guys, in the opening match. But my psychology behind that, when you put a main event match out there first, and they go out there and bust it, then right out of the chute, the people are going, "Oh shit!" And they're watching, and you got them. And then for the rest of the show, everybody's got to step up. They got to, they got to go up and try to meet that standard. So it bumps your show up. And you guys are going to have that opportunity at New Realm. Our Deep South Tag Team Champions are going to kick the show off against Hunter James and Nathaniel Vanderbilt. And I want to congratulate you too, because you've defended the titles every time you've been on one of our shows, and been very successful so far. And you're building a great name for the Deep South Tag Team titles.
Let's go. First match, let's go. That means I can be changed by intermission. That's awesome.
Well, we're doing it we're doing that to help you so you can get out, because you've got other events going, and we're trying to help you out so you can.
Oh yeah.
It ain't like you're just going to go out and have some fun afterwards, man. He's been throwing his stuff together and hitting the airport and getting on an airplane. And heading out, man. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did everything in my power to get the latest flight to Vegas I could, because at first they told me you have to be here Monday. I was like, cool. I can still wrestle. I could just go out, do my thing, enjoy my night, leave the next day. And then they were like, no, you need to be here Sunday. I was like, y'all told me Monday. So we went back and forth. And then finally I started looking up flights, and I was like, hey, man, this one leaves at like 9:15. 9:15, plenty of time to get to the airport, because we're like 20 minutes from the airport. Yeah. I just need a shower and wash my ass,
That's winning half the game right there, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, first of all, tell everybody why you're going to Vegas, man.
Oh, yeah. So it's my second match in Power Slap. Looking to go 2-0.
Yeah, man.
Going to go 2-0. And I'm not on the non-aired prelims anymore. I am on a prelim, but it's the aired ones. There's 4 different matches that are going to be aired on the prelims and 4 matches on the main card. So you'll be able to catch it on YouTube that Friday, October 3rd.
Look at that.
I believe Eastern time. It's 9. Oh, yeah.
Look at 1-0, baby. Performance bonus, Stump Marshall.
Dude, yeah. And I had no idea, because I was like, all right, I got my stuff. I'm leaving. And next year I get a call about maybe like a day or two later. It's like, hey, you got a performance bonus. So I was like, oh, cool. What does that mean? He was like, you get a lot more money. I was like, yeah, dude, that is awesome.
So I'll be there Sunday then.
I'll be there Sunday, because the dude I went against was Dante Smiley. He's a pro wrestler out in Texas, Arkansas. He does like South Central area or Midwest, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
We're good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not.
So you knew him beforehand?
Yeah, we wrestled a couple of times beforehand.
Wow.
Yeah, I wrestled him back in 22, and I think again a couple years later. But like, he sought me out. He brought me out to Arkansas to wrestle, because he said he wanted to wrestle me, and we had a damn good match. But going into this one, I don't even know this dude, so like, there's no holding back at all. There's not even a slight in my mind, like, oh man. This is my friend.
What's it like afterwards when you knock one of your friends and acquaintances out? Then you got to see him afterwards.
I bought him a shot of tequila. What do you mean? I was literally sitting. I was one of the first ones to leave, because like after you go, they usually try to get you out. I snuck in and like got to see a couple more matches, and it was like, hey, you got to go. I was like, what? All right, whatever. So I went back to the hotel, and I was chilling. I was waiting for everybody else to get back, and I was like, man, it's fine. I'm going to the bar. Went to the bar. I'm sitting in here. He comes walking in. I was like, come here.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, whatever you want. Whatever you want. He's like, what are you drinking? He's like, I'm drinking Terramana. He's like, give me some Terramana then. So we knocked back a couple shots of tequila, and
it's all good.
Yeah, all good. All good in the neighborhood, man.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
It was a good time. It was.
Well, then, if you ever work with them again, you won't have a receipt coming then.
I know it's coming. I know it is. I know it is, man. He's using the slap too, so I know he's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's my turn."
Yeah.
Damn that coin toss.
All right, so before we move on and we get into some wrestling and some questions from the viewers, if they want to check you out on Power Slap, your next match, when is that again, and where can they watch it?
October 3rd.
Okay.
At 9 p.m. Central Time, Eastern Time, and I think the coverage starts at 6. So you could.
That's
watch
on YouTube.
YouTube, the Power Slap YouTube.
Yeah, just find Power Slap. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you can find it super easy. It's super exciting, man. One of the fastest growing sports out there is Power Slap. So
wild.
Stump, man, we'll be rooting for you and looking forward to that. We do have questions. If you want questions, me and Nick will ask. If you got something, you can hit us up in the chat. 40-ounce C-Dub from Deep South himself is here.
He's our man. The chicken stick.
He says, Stun, if you had one person you like to slap and it would fix things in the world of wrestling, who would it be and what is it that needs fixing? Ooh, deep question by Chicken Stick.
Damn, you want me to think? Well, just for asking that question, it's going to be you, 40-ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And what I'll fix in wrestling, people stop asking questions like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, that's where folks can see Stump Marshall again too. The Deep South Tag Team Champions will be kicking the show off at New Realm Brewery out on the Beltline in Hotlanta, man.
Dude, I'm excited for that one. I never wrestled Nathaniel Vanderbilt. Always been around him, never wrestled him. So, I could probably wrestle Hunter James in my sleep now because we've been married for a while.
Yeah,
here and there, and every time it's a great match. Whether it's in South Georgia or South Carolina or right here at Deep South, we always have some good matches. So it's going to be interesting with Nathaniel in there, and I know my partner Smoke can handle his own on his own whenever. That dude is super talented, and he doesn't get enough credit. So. Let's give it up for Smoke, man. Good dude.
Yeah,
good dude.
Yeah, super young talent, man. He's finding his own right now. It's like when you're an old timer and you watch young guys and you see them get better. It's like all of a sudden it's like they got this little light bulb that clicks on over their head, man, and they start hitting, and it's fun. It's fun to watch, man.
Yeah, that's what my trainer actually said that to me one time. He was like, one day it's just gonna go, and I was like. Okay, and I'm just over here grinding, and one day it went off, and I was like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be, and you can't put it in the words, which is crazy. And like knowing what goes where, knowing how to do it, and like making that split-second decision to put it there.
It makes it so much easier and more fun once that light clicks on. Then you start having fun with it, and it becomes art to you at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're paying the match. The canvas is literally your canvas, and you could make a masterpiece. Oh man,
when did that click for you? Well, how long have you been doing it? I think 14 years.
Yeah, since 2011. But
okay,
I was a backyard wrestler too. That was my prime, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, a lot of guys started there, man. There's a lot of guys that started there, man. So it's that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's you get in where you get in.
Yeah, we used to have like a little like a federation of backyard companies here in Georgia. There was one in Columbus, Georgia, Warner Robins, and Hinesville, Georgia. And then we go up to Social Circle sometimes, and everybody, like all thing groups of people got together and bought a ring, and we'll be there from like 8 a.m. in the morning until there's no more light outside. So everybody we'll have like 40 matches that day because everybody's just around having a good time. Yeah, it was a good time. But since 2011, and it probably clicked around 2015. Nice. 2015. It took like 4 years, and
it takes time, man. Especially when you're not doing it every night. Like guys, contract guys, you're getting to do it 2 or 3 times a week. And it takes a little bit longer. Plus, you have to get opportunity to work with folks that are more advanced than you. That's how you get better, when you work with folks that are better than you. And then you learn, you get that rub, and that takes time. That don't happen overnight.
Yeah, it does not. One of my biggest forcing factors was like, I remember one time I got the opportunity and I thought I was ready for this opportunity and I wasn't, and the shame, not, I want to say shame, but like that wasn't my proudest moment. And I know I could have done better. And that's like when it started to like, okay, I just have to get out there more. I just have to do more so I could be more. And
you turned it into a learning moment and moved on. And that's how that's what you do. That's why you are where you are now. You're hitting it, and you're doing it in 2 or 3 different fields. You're hitting on different levels, man. Good job, man. That's how you get your name out there and get seen.
Yeah,
sure.
Force it down their throats, man. John Cena. Just kidding.
Let's see what we got. Podcast and Wrestling Archive said memories or funny stories of you doing AEW in 2021 versus Hikuleo and AEW Collision versus FTR. That was a no contest. Any funny stories backstage with AEW talent there?
No, not really. The Hikuleo one was like when they were still doing like the the darks where they had all the wrestlers around the ring pretty much.
Okay.
I just remember just getting
pandemic
chewed out.
times.
Yeah, pandemic times.
Yeah.
I just remember getting chewed out when I went backstage because like I was excited in my intro and I wasn't supposed to be excited. I was supposed to be scared. You know what I'm saying? But but whatever. I took that. All right. Didn't say anything, just kept it moving. It was a decent match. There was like a couple hiccups, but we got back on track. But Hikuleo was fun to work with, and he's super nice guy, and I think he's on SmackDown now, isn't he?
Is he? Did he make SmackDown?
Yeah, I think because he's with Solo Sikoa and them boys.
Oh,
yeah, he's like one of their new enforcers.
Okay, cool.
They got enough enforcers.
Yeah, I know, dude. Every Samoan on the planet, come here. And then 2023, it was the only funny story I could probably think of. This one is like we get there, and I was like, all right, cool, we're having a good time. I rode there with my buddy Darian Bankson, super cool dude, very good wrestler, and we're just chit chatting and started. He's like, would it be crazy if we got a tag match together? I was like, I don't know, dog. So originally, like, he was supposed to wrestle someone for ROH later that night.
Okay.
And I got chosen to be a young boy, Dalton Castle's boys. Yeah. I got chosen to be one of them. I was like, all right, cool. I'm on. That was on TV, so I was like, cool, bro. I'll be on TV. I got enough noticeable spots on my body, from the mustache to my vitiligo. I got you can notice me a mile away. So, I was getting ready for that. I literally got this like, I don't know. It was like a shiny tie-dye skin, almost underwear, almost a banana hammock, and then they give me a mask. So we're out there hitting the stride, and they taught us how to do the walk. He was like, you're going to walk on the 3rd count every time. I was like, I got it. But the dude I was with, he was like, man, I ain't got no rhythm, man. I don't know if I can do this. I was like, bro, just fall. Every time you clap, you do that. Just look at him or look at me. He's like, all right, got this. So like, we're literally, all right. But before that, Carly Bravo and Sean Dean come up to Darian and I, and he was like, did you look at the board? I was like, yeah, dude, I'm a boy, and Darian's wrestled so-and-so. And he was like, check it again. Looked at the board, and it said us versus FTR. I was like, I gotta do. The first thing I thought, I was like, do I got to do both?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm thinking in my head. And then Dalton's like, you don't have to do both. We can find someone else. And there was literally no one else. And if he didn't have 2 boys, they weren't going to let the other dude there. And that was the first time there, man. I was like, man, I can do it. Nice. He was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, dude, your first match, right? He's like, yeah, bro, they're Maine. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to go long. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So I got to do that. And the whole time we're out there, homie's like fanboying with me. He was like, bro, so many people here. hey man, you think they can hear us? So I was like, shut up.
You think they can hear us?
Like, we're just over here tripping out,
Yeah,
man.
the guy in the fourth row goes, "Yeah, I can hear you."
Yeah,
man."
dude. Yeah, we can. But like, we got a couple little fun spots in, little poses, and then Dalton Castle. I think he eventually went over in that match, and then we had to hit a little celebration at the end where someone becomes a table and the other one's just like in the background doing something stupid. But that was a fun experience. I had fun with that because you just get to be you're not your character, so you're like, what can I do for this character? Instead of like, how can I make this character me? It's not. It wasn't about that. It was for him, not me. So that was fun. And then when we go to wrestle FTR, it's like the House of Black interfered, and that's why it became a no contest. First no contest in AEW history.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Nice. Good trivia question.
Yeah, first no contest. And I didn't even think about it until Darian brought it up, and I was like, well, our name's in the books now, brother. We made it.
Too late to change it now, buddy.
Yeah, yep. And we're literally like, listen to them call their spots after the whatever, and I'm just like, cool. And then they come to us, and it was like, this. I was like, cool. And then I leaned in, I asked, I was like, how do you want me to act when they introduce us? because of the Hikaleo thing.
Yeah. Am I
scared or what?
Yeah. You want me to tremble or what?
Like, what do you need right there? And he was like,
there's Stump Marshall in the corner, and he just peed down his leg.
He his banana hammock. His Johnny banana.
No, I got to wear my gear that night.
Oh, good.
Just getting tossed around in a banana hammock would be crazy. This Vince circa 2000, like
Yeah, there's potential wardrobe malfunction here all over.
Yeah,
so
you're
much.
Ron panties.
By myself though, like come on. House of Black ends up jumping us, and then I just remember like we started brawling before they came in, and I just remember him shoving me in the corner and like laying in like one of the like stiffest shots. It was like almost like one of those Japanese ones, and I'm just like, I was like, all right. And I was like, do you want me to powder yet? So I was like, all right.
You got it.
then here comes a chop, and I was like, all right, I'm out.
That's my answer right there.
I'm out. And then like we had to like stay down over in the corner by the timekeeper, so the camera didn't see us.
Right.
So then I fell off where the ramp was, and I had to army crawl my way all the way to the timekeeper area. I'm like, boot camp, keep your ass
TV,
down.
man. TV.
But oh snap, sorry. But we got back, and they said we did a good job and everything. But I haven't been back since. Well, no, I went back. I want to say last April, and all I did was run memory cards. But it was a good time. I got to do a pull apart, and like it was in my hometown. So like the whole time I'm running memory cards. You had to go to the ring and then go through the crowd to where all the camera people were sitting with the computers and stuff.
Right.
So I'm going through the crowd. Stunt, hey, what are you wrestling? What are you doing out here? Are you attacking someone? They're just yelling at me.
And you're doing a legit job.
I'm over here like, shut up talking to me right now, dog. This Stunt's not my name right now, dog. It is camera holder number 3, dog. And then like I told my mom about it. So she told my whole family, and there was like 80 of them there, and they're all like, hey, come on, stunt. And I'm just like, oh my God. And like, this is like when there's in-ring things going on. So you could hear that. And then when I did the pull apart, it was Deonna Purrazzo and I forget the other chick at the time, but it was Thunder Rosa, excuse me.
Okay. We
did the pull apart, and they had one security guard have him like, back him up like this, and they wanted me to do the wall part. And I was like, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. So, boom, we do this, we do that. And then it was pre-recorded. So like I'm walking the memory cards up to the thing, and then the thing comes on. and the video comes on. And so I'm out there in the crowd, super noticeable. And then you see me on the jumbotron. And I'm like, ooh. So I got small immediately. And then all you heard was, hey, 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 hey. And then I got to the camera dudes, and this one fan was like, "You were the fastest man alive."
The fastest man alive.
Oh yeah, and then Twitter didn't help him out at all. He was like, because every comment wasn't about the two girls going at it.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this guy with the mustache, the rat tail, the flat top? What game did you get this man out of? They're just over here just destroying me on the comments. And there's like 2 comments. Yay, Perato. Yay, Rosa. And the rest is, bro, y'all got to hire this dude or some dumb stuff like that. So I'm just like, So I haven't been back since then, but like also I got a lot busier since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Including there's a documentary out about Stump Marshall. Man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tell them about it. Where can they find that? What's going on?
It's called Monster Films, the company that did it, and it's called The Heel, and it's not really sharing light on like baby faces or heels or anything like that. It's just an aspect of my life of like what I've been through and what I'm going through at the moment and what I go through every day. Not like a day by day thing, but like mentally, physically, because like a lot of people don't know this. Like when I was 2. I was hit by a car and it made me asymmetrical. Like my left arm is bigger than my right arm. My left leg's bigger than my right leg. Same thing with my hands. One eye's a little lazier. It just, when it hit me, it just messed up a lot of stuff in me neurologically. And I'm a functioning human being. You know, I'm not looking for a check or sympathy or anything like that. But, you know, things happen. And she wanted to do, the lady that did it, her name's Bree. She wanted to do a documentary, not only about that, but like, how do I maintain in wrestling? How do I maintain in life? And she did it right there, Deep South. She used, I think it was our match against Connolly and Sal Renaro.
Yeah, great match.
Yeah, it was a very fun match. I love wrestling Sal. First time wrestling Kobe, so that was fun too. She used footage from that, and like she did an interview. You know where we get ready at, Nick? All right, so you got the 2 doors. You got 2 doors over here, and you got the 1 door. Instead of the door that goes to the hallway, you go to the door that goes into the factory.
Yeah, okay.
We did it. It did it right there. It was some pretty good light, but she said it was only going to take like 15 minutes. We were talking for an hour, and we both cried at one point.
Once you start rolling,
Yeah, but it was it's very touching. Like if and I show a side of myself that nobody really gets to see because like everybody sees Stump Marshall. They don't get to see like behind the scenes of like how I am, because like I like when I'm online, I don't like post personal stuff or anything like that. It's like kayfabe online, dude. I'm Stump Marshall online. I'm not who I am at my house, you know. So it was an experience, and it turned out really, really well. So give it a watch if you're interested, guys.
That's on YouTube. You can find that now.
Yeah, YouTube. It's called The Heel by Monster Films. But you can type in Stump Marshall The Heel or Stump Marshall Monster Films and find it pretty easily.
All right, we got a couple of people in the chat that's got a couple things. First of all, Scott Robert the Stage said, you need a talk show called The Stunt Show, bro. Never heard of you before this podcast, but you are fun as hell. Well, we've heard of him, but you are fun as hell. So
was that a question?
No, that was just a comment. Just some love.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, Bubba.
Let's see what we got. Ash Perez is in the chat. Said, Stun, any funny stories on these 4 people? 1, Robert Stone, aka Robbie.
I only wrestled him one time, and that's the only time I shared a locker room with him. This is like 2016, 2017. I think this is like when his TNA run was going, like ending, like coming to an end. We wrestled. He was like, do you want to wrestle or do you want to work tonight? I was like, okay. He doesn't want to wrestle. So we just we worked. We had a good time. It was a fun match. He was a fun dude to be around. He did teach me a lot of stuff because like he's very good with the crowd, like really, really good with the crowd, and like and his charisma is off the charts. So like I did get a lot of notes from him.
All right, what about number 2, Effie?
Effie, oh man. There's been a couple stories with Effie, but I don't think I could discuss them on here. Oh well, like I can discuss one.
I got one story.
I got one out of like
I cleaned it up a little bit. We'll throw it out there.
Well, dude, like we were supposed to wrestle at New South. It was supposed to be him and Alley Cat versus their tag team champions, or they were tag team champions at the time. I don't remember. And I was like wrestling someone, whatever.
Bussy.
Bussy, Bussy, yeah. And I was like, hey man, can I carpool with y'all? Because we all live in around the same area, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, versus 4.5 hours. But all right, I was supposed to ride with them, and then I get to his house, and Dump called us, and he was like, yeah, it's raining, show's canceled.
Oh.
I was like, cool. All right. Well, Effie was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know, dog. I don't live on this side of town. What's there to do? And he was like, let's just hang out. So him, Allie, and I hung out, and Effie's boyfriend were hanging out. And then he was like, hey, we should go for a walk in the park. And mind you, I'm dressed the way I dress. I had like some purple pipe shorts, you know what I'm saying? Like shorts, like maybe 2.5, 3-inch seam. Yeah. I got a crop top on. And we're walking, and I'm just like getting stared at, and I'm like, okay, these are one or two stares. Either screw you, or I want to screw you. You know, those type of stares. And then I overheard a conversation, and it was like, yeah, they're bringing this to the Gaberhood, and I'm like, Effie. I was like, Effie, is this a gay park? And he's like, there's no such thing, but there are a lot of gay people here. I was like, oh. He's like,
there's no such thing.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
But we're in one.
We're in one. And I was like, oh, man. And I'm like, at one point, I took my shirt off because it was really, really, like, really, really hot.
Yeah, that'll make it better.
Oh, dude. This is before we got into the park, though. This is before we got into the park. And then we walk in, so I'm walking around just getting rubbernecked on always. And I was like, maybe if I hold Effie's hand, it won't be so bad. Nope, it got worse.
Just lean into it, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, maybe if I hold Allie's hand. Nope. Same thing. I'm like, man. I was like, Effie, how long you want to stay here, man? He's like, well, we're just walking the park, and it's like a 3-mile walk, just casual. Yeah, we'll be out here an hour. So I was getting swooped in by like vultures, dude. Just Hey, how are you? Who are you? You're new to the neighborhood. Hey, I'm on the west side. No, I'm good. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just good, dog.
Yeah, you're just not there. Yeah.
Here you go.
Let's see who we got next. We want to know something about Warhorse.
Warhorse, like literally only wrestled once, and we wrestled at New South, and it was a pretty good match. Well, it wasn't funny for him, but it was pretty funny for me. It was a spot in the match where he was supposed to duck. He didn't duck, and I hit him one good time. I was like, sell that. Yeah, he's like, I ain't got no fucking choice. We went to the Black and the Locker. It's like
selling's not a problem.
Yeah. He's like, you really got me, huh? I was like, dude, my bad.
Really got me.
And then I was asking him for advice because at that time he was like he was performing on a higher level than I was at the time. Because like he was on he was working a lot more than me, and he was at some places that I wanted to be. So I talked to him about it. He said he would wrestle me again, so it wasn't that bad, okay?
Warhorse, get my man another match.
Yeah. No receipts, please. No receipts.
No receipts.
Dump the clothesline.
And Ash, last but not least, said a man that Nick knows as well, our boy, the Pope, Elijah Burke.
Oh man, I got a lot of stories about Elijah Burke. I've been working with him since like 2019, 2018. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and so is he. And there's a company down there called USWA Jacksonville, and every year they run like a tournament. It's called the Don Curtis Memorial Cup, and it's like an 8-man tournament. Takes up a whole show, but it's good. But I took that. I won it in 2019, and I took that, and I like a lot of people win it, and then it's on the shelf. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'm the champ. Like I took that cup everywhere with me. I filmed a lot of vignettes for him, and just putting over the tournament, and then it became where I was a character like in my head that I taught Don Curtis everything he knows. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's long gone, you know, and I'm still here. Yeah, he couldn't handle all the information, you know, and then, you know, things happen. But while I was doing that, Pope, that's when Pope was introduced to me, and he's seen the way I worked, and he was like, oh, okay, I like this guy. All right. And then he starts running a show in Jacksonville for his charity called the Love Alive Charity. It helps fight homelessness in Jacksonville and all over the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good cause. It's like one of my tax write-offs at the end of the year. I was like, yeah, I did this, I did that. Yeah,
nice.
Cool. But he ran once or twice a year, but I was married to him those every time because like we probably wrestled, I want to say 15 times in like 5 years.
Oh wow. Yeah,
and that's a lot on the indie level.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing like, you know, house shows every week, yeah, cool. That's nothing. But like this is like every couple months. Yep. And then there will be other federations that want to book us. And Pope ain't easy to wrestle. Pope is not easy to wrestle.
What does that mean?
He's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He lays his stuff in. Man, I mean, one time we had a time limit of 20 minutes. We went 41 minutes. Oh. And I'm like, Pope, run your comeback. He was like, nope. and he's just calling spots here and there. And I'm like, you know, he's the bull in the match. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, no, we gotta go home. The crowd was still with it. No one told us to go home. But like, all right. When the ref said, hey, y'all coming up on 30 minutes, I was like, I took like 8 German suplexes in that match, and like this dude hit an elbow drop on me so hard, bro, from the top rope. Like he comes in with it, like, and you know he was trained out there at OVW in like the early 2000s, so like you know he was, yeah, that's how he was taught. Then there's nothing wrong with that. And I love wrestling him, but like, man,
that'd be hard to do every night.
Yeah, every night doing this.
No.
Every 3 months it was hard, dog. I was like, and I got 4 more matches this weekend. When I was wrestling 9 times a week. I was like, there's only 7 days. But we do I do his charity shows too, and those can be quite fun. Because it's like a different side of Jacksonville. Like at USWA, it's like I was a heel for like five years. And then I started making all these vignettes that are, you know, comical, but like, you know, asshole-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And people started enjoying to hate with me instead of hate on me. And I was just like, oh, man. But this side of Jacksonville hates my guts. Hates my guts. And it's in the church. So, like, you know, they're over here swearing at you, but you're like, oh, man, I can't say anything to you at all. But whatever. But after his shows, he'll get us all together. He'll thank us for being there, and then he'll yell at us for 10 minutes. I'm like, what do we do? Well, I can't keep this going all by myself. I was like, I mean, I just gave you my body and time, dog. What else do you want from me, dog? He was like, all it takes is donation. I was like, now you want us to donate to? Man, I got you, dog. I got you, dog. Yeah, but man, he's a good dude. I enjoy working for him and with him. I'm supposed to be on a show coming up on the 18th of October, but that's going to be my R&R time because, like, I've been going since March.
Yeah.
Like, I've been home. I can tell you how many times I took a shower at my house since March.
Let's count them.
It's 20. It's 31 now. 31 times.
31 times showered at your own place.
Yep.
Since March.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's not many. Either
Yeah,
you stink or you don't much.
It smells good.
There ain't nobody in the room with him, you can tell.
Hey, where the dogs go?
Well, talk about let's chat about, because you got like Nick said, you got a big match coming up this weekend. But just talk about how excited you are with the history of Deep South and the history of those tag titles, man. That's got to mean something for you now to be holding that strap for Deep South.
Yeah, they are prestigious belts. And I was really excited when I was initially told that, the decision has been made for us. And I didn't even see it coming because, like, before I even tagged with Smoke, I was just a single wrestler, doing storyline here and there. And then they put me with Smoke, which is a blessing in disguise, because, like, I feel like I could rub off on him and he could rub off on me and we could just sharpen each other. But wrestling Sal and Caleb for the titles, that really meant a lot because they were the last champions. Yeah. And, like, they've been deactivated since 2008. And there's was that a set 12? No, that's not 12 years. A 17 years period where there wasn't champions. And to be the first champions back is a real honor because, like, they're going to see that gap and see Smoke and I's name holding it. And there's going to be no other names up under it because we're never losing. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
We're never
there you
losing.
go, man.
But there's been a lot of greats that held it before me, and I am honored to carry something like that because I've won some belts that have, like, some prestige to it, but, like, not a lineage like this belt has.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Like, the only other one I could think of is when I won the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. That's, like, the only other time.
Yeah, that's big too, man.
That's very big. And when they disbanded all of the territories after Corrigan bought it, I was the champion, so I'm still champ.
Yeah,
I mean, still.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mad Mac Davis in the chat said, "Stunt, one uber talented guy."
Thank you, Mac.
Scott wants to know if Deep South has TV. You do not have TV yet.
No, not yet.
But they can check that out. So be sure you stay tuned to the Deep South Wrestling YouTube page and all the social media, the highlights. They put matches up there as well. So make sure you follow Deep South on YouTube.
Yeah, check that tag team match out that he was talking about with Caleb and Sal. It's excellent tag team match.
Yeah, we meshed well together, very well, and they've been doing it a while, like way longer than I have because they won the titles back in 2008. And I didn't start wrestling until 3 years later.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about, man.
Yeah, that's nuts, and, like, they're still going strong, and the knowledge you could get from those two dudes is crazy.
Yeah,
like, damned, like, what they do outside the ring, but, like, what they do in the ring is genius. Like putting a match together with Sauronaro, it would change your perspective on wrestling and how you think about things because he has so many ideas in that quirky little head of his, and you're thinking when he's saying them, like, oh, this ain't gonna work, and then you do it, you're like, that fucking worked. Oh shit. And then you did.
Well, before we let you go, man, I know you're busy. You got a lot of stuff to do. First of all, thanks for taking time to hang out with us today. But second of all, tell them how they can follow you on social media. I know we got a bunch of new Stump Marshall fans today.
Yay,
tell them how they can interact with you, man.
Instagram is the Stump Marshall. TikTok Stump Marshall. Twitter's Hate Hogan. And Facebook is also Stump Marshall. And I also have a Stump Marshall YouTube channel. Not much on there right now, but I got more things coming. I got a lot of content brewing. And next time you can see me wrestle will be at Deep South this Sunday at the Beltline at New Run Brewery at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock?
I believe so, yes.
It's 5 o'clock.
Bell time, 5 o'clock bell time, yeah.
And he's first. Y'all better get
first
there,
match,
man.
so you better
We're
get
starting
there
them off
early.
with a bang. Title match right out of the chute.
Let's go.
And then, of course, Power Slap coming up in October. So.
Oh, yeah, October 3rd. Power Slap. I'll be live on the prelim, so come check that out. I believe coverage starts at 6. I think it starts at 9. So, and even if you can't watch it live, go back and watch it again because it's going to be a good one.
Stump Marshall, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Man, thank you, man. That
No
was
worries,
great,
guys.
dude. That
Appreciate
was
it,
absolutely fantastic. Appreciate it, man.
No worries, guys.
Stump Marshall.
All right, man.
Yeah. Hey, no slapping. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, brother.
No worries, Bubba.
See ya. How about that, Nick? A little
Yeah,
stuff.
he's a lot of fun, man. Good kid, real good kid. He's promoting yourself at the indie level. That's what you have to do, and he's getting himself out there right now. He's seen and that power slap thing has helped him gain some momentum in all areas. You know,
I was going to say it's a testament to what he's got going on. Is they want him involved in other things, man.
Yeah, that's excellent.
So that'll be Sunday. We'll get another plug in before we get out of here today. But that show at Deep South will be coming up this Sunday at New Realm Brewing. If you got a comment or a question for Nick, go ahead and hit us up in the chat. We've got a few more minutes left, so we will try to get to those as much as possible. Eric Tate is in the chat, and he said, Nick,
yes, sir.
Did WCW ever cancel TV tapings because of bad weather?
Oh, we did one time in Norfolk, Virginia, got canceled one time because of hurricane. And because I was riding with Mickey J and we was coming in from Richmond and we didn't know, they was waiting and waiting and we're waiting. We know they're not going to run it, but they hadn't given us the word yet. So we're slowly driving our way towards there. And they gave us the word that it wasn't going. So we had to rent a car and we called and made the changes and we just kept that car because we knew the airlines was going to be screwed up and going and sitting at the airport to try and get a flight with a hurricane coming in was going to be screwed up. So we just kept our rental car and drove back to Atlanta, man. And had a fun little ride out. It wasn't a little ride. It was a long ass ride, but I'd done it before. So, but it was better than sitting in a hurricane. I guarantee you that. And we wasn't going in the flow of traffic. We was cutting south. Everybody was evacuating, but we cut across the flow. We were going south. Everybody else was heading inland. We was going, we was heading south
down the coast.
Yeah, but we were moving. We didn't because we knew it was coming up there. We was getting far enough south where it wouldn't bother us. So we were going. But
all right. Let's see what we got. Austrian Glover hit us up in the chat. It said, first of all, he said, incredible to think, Nick, you've been around wrestling since childhood. You've seen some things in the old school age of the business for sure. Yeah. Very cool to see the Assassin Mask incorporated into the 2025 Deep South Wrestling logo.
Thank you, man.
Talk to you. And he said, Nick, did you ever ref any of the mid-90s WCW matches between Vader and Ray Taylor? Were they as hard-hitting as they looked? Any memories of Leon and Ray together?
I remember both of them. I don't remember them working with each other specifically, but I know that everybody that worked with Leon, it was a hard-hitting match. That was just his style. And if he was going to work with him, he wanted you. He didn't care if you hit him back. He was.
He probably.
Yeah, he wanted you to hit him back.
Yeah.
He couldn't sell something that looked it. He was a friggin' monster, and if he was going to sell something, it better. And he was going to hit you. So I mean, there's a T zone. They say you don't bust them in the face, in the nose or the mouth, but there's a T zone that you can hit and it be there a little bit without knocking them out. Or breaking something, and or the ears. You'll never hit the ears, never. But
what about Ray? Was he a stiff worker?
Ray was light as a feather. Ray could work, man, and clubberizing people wasn't his deal. Even though his stuff looked solid and just because he could work, man.
Yeah.
He was a worker. He was great, a super nice guy, one of the nicest guys. He was like Brad Armstrong and Bobby Eaton. He's one of those guys that you never heard of anybody that was his enemy or Ray Trail. You never ever heard anybody say anything like that. Super nice guy, and he could work, man. His stuff. He looked at That's the sign of a worker. Right there, he said how stiff Ray Traylor was, and Ray Traylor was light as a feather, man. I guess when he was working with Leon, when he was stiff with working with Leon because he was giving it back,
Yeah.
But if you watch Davey Boy, everybody that Leon worked with, they had to hit him back, and so you'll see that pretty much. He raised that level out of people, and that was, I guess, the reason why he got over the way he did. Yeah. He was the only guy doing that.
You knew it was going to be a fight when you went in there with him.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Flowers, AFS top guy. Thanks, Tony, for hitting us up. He said, what up, fellas? Nick,
hey, man.
As a referee, was there any difference from a physical standpoint in working the cruiserweight matches in WCW versus what he said, quote, normal matches? Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks, Tony. Was there any difference when you go in going, hey, I'm working with these fast-moving cruiserweights?
Yeah, you move more. It's a higher-paced match, and you've got, there's quicker, faster false finishes, back and forth more. Yeah, you work harder with the cruiserweights, especially if you're going to be there for everything, So, but it's fun. You want to work hard when you're in a match that's flowing like that, to jump in and be able to be part of the flow. But you got to hustle to be part of that flow, especially with certain guys, But yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a really good question because, yeah, you did have to step it up more, especially. It made you appreciate like hardcore matches and stuff where you don't really do shit but walk around and wave your arms and make sure people's okay, throw up an X if somebody's really hurt, count when they need you to. Everyone's, but how hard is hardcore? Hardcore's a breeze. You don't do nothing. You walk around and try to stay out of the camera sight, That's but you go to one of them cruiserweight matches. It's especially a good cruiserweight match. You're going to work, man. But it's fun work. It's awesome to be part of that kind of a flow.
All right. John Redondo said, Nick, any memories of Vince versus Undertaker buried alive match at Survivor Series 2003 and the insane I Quit match of Vince and Stephanie at No Mercy 2003?
Oh, man. I don't really have any crazy memories. I know that the Undertaker, the buried alive thing was, he has his own stories about the buried alive thing. And, and with Undertaker's matches, it was, I wasn't part of that match, so I didn't, I stayed away from all the special effects stuff, and, so I didn't have really anything to do with that. But I did do the I Quit match with Vince and Stephanie. I remember that because I hadn't been there all that long. I'm doing this match and I'm thinking, God, how are we doing this on TV? This is so just, I mean, because I remember the time where you couldn't accidentally bump a woman, in the early days, a guy, they didn't even want to have. If they did have mixed tags, they had to, as soon as the tag made, then both people had to tag. And the heat was a guy throwing an arm out and maybe her, hitting her from behind when she hit the ropes and, acting like you didn't do it. But you couldn't, it's a very touchy thing. You can't, a guy can't just jump on a woman and get heat like he does a guy because it's just not tasteful. And it's not something that it does you more harm than good to try to, you try to do something different, but that's not good storytelling to me.
How did you think they pulled it off?
I thought,
like you said, but
well, they pulled it off, but like I said, even when I was doing it, that was the match I had with Hogan and Sting. That was such a big cluster, that was the most uncomfortable match I ever had. But this one was number 2.
Okay.
This one was number 2. And it was simple because, but it was just the content of it, and I just thought, just thinking to myself, wow. But Vince always said and did things that I was like, how in the hell is he not? That just have people protesting him and groups coming from, and that was one of those times. It did feel uncomfortable to me, but
going in, you knew it was going to be uncomfortable, the whole deal.
Hey, yeah, yes, but that's what they wanted. It's okay. There we go.
Adam Krasnoff said a documentary. They said Steph and Hunter had their wedding the day after the I Quit match. Dadgum.
What timing? Huh?
Yeah, what timing? What timing is a good way to say that. Let's see what we got. Evison said, how was Eric Bischoff as a GM of Raw compared to as a boss in WCW?
As a GM of Raw, you're just a character, man. You're not running Raw. You're on TV doing promos and going out and making announcements, but it's all written for you. You're not sitting in the office creating anything. So it's, and Bischoff was the boss that was really running the company. So that's the difference. One is a work and the other is a shoot.
Let's see. Pirates Wrestling, Nick. How effing stiff was Regal and Fit Finley at WCW Uncensored 1996?
Ooh, nah, yeah. Oh, wait. Man. I knew he was going to bust Regal. I just,
You just had a feeling pre-match?
I knew it. I knew because Regal's wild. Regal, man, those guys they're badasses. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're badasses. And I heard Finley say, "Grit your teeth," and he gritted it, and bam, he hit him over the eye a couple of times, and hard split him open, man.
Right, so he yelled out in ring. He said, "Grit your teeth."
They were on the floor when he said, "Grit your teeth," and Finley and Regal gritted his teeth because it was coming, man, and it came. Oh my God! Wow, about 3, boom! I was like, "Oh dear God!" And he got back in the ring, and when we got back to afterwards, I looked at Finley. I said, "Holy shit! If you ever tell me to grit my teeth, I'm just going to run." I think he's standing there and gritting shit. I'm running.
I mean, was that we talked about Ray Traylor and we talked about Leon Vader working stiff.
They worked snug. This was way more snug than Ray and Vader. Ray and Vader was snug. This was stiff.
Is that just the way Fit liked to work?
Huh?
Is that the way Fit liked to work, or is that because he was with Regal this time?
Fit worked snug, but he could work loose. But he worked with certain people. They brought it, and it's usually those European guys that have known each other for years and used to working with each other for years.
Trusted each other.
Yeah, they trusted each other, and that's just how they worked with each other. And this was a big spot, and. Man, that was beyond snug. There's a difference. Snug is okay. You can do stiff, unless you know it's coming. Stiff is not good. But if you know it's coming, is one thing, and you've agreed to it, and that's how that was. Because if man, I told him, I swear, you ever tell me to grit my teeth, I'm running, man. You ain't hitting me with shit.
Did Regal do anything after? Did you see?
No, they was working with each other. That's
was it.
He wanted him to do it. Regal's they're both badasses. Okay.
How was your relationship with him? I've only met him and interacted with him for a couple days.
Regal or Finley? Yeah. I'm friends with both of them.
I was about to say he was like the nicest guy ever.
Yes, very super nice guy, and I've known him for years and years. From when he was first trying to get in, when I first met him at the European tour, where we met him and he was negotiating, trying to get the job, and they gave it to him, and I've known him ever since. I've seen all the different phases of his life, up to when he went to WWE or WWF it was at the time for a while, and then he had his problems and stuff that he's overcome. And like you said, when you talk to him, he's a super, super nice guy. Yeah. And when you're talking to him and he's so nice, you wouldn't realize this guy is a mad dog killer.
I know. You're like, well, who's this guy we're talking to? This is not the William Regal I'm used to.
Yeah.
Just super. Loves his reptiles too, man.
Oh yeah. He had all kinds of reptiles.
Yeah,
there was different cities he used to go to. I think it was Boston. He knew some big reptile guy that had a pet alligator. He said the damn thing acted like a dog. He said he would come up in a minute and he'd pet him and feed him. And it's like, holy shit.
It's like a dog.
Yeah, that damn thing acted like a dog.
Boy, and how was Fit? How was your relationship with Fit?
Real good, really good. I loved working with Fit, man. He was so smooth and such a psychology, and it was so fun. he would say, "Push me back, Nick," and I'd be pushing him, and he'd get stiff. And I've got to stiff back. As soon as I'd start stiffing back a little bit, he would duck and grab my arm and just throw my ass. You know, I would use my weight. He was waiting for me to do that push back, and as soon as I did, zip, I was gone. I was like, oh shit. Because I'd be I wouldn't think, he got me 2 or 3 times. So I got where I was just like that the whole time. And nope, I'm not pushing back.
I know, if anybody knows the business, I would say both of those guys, they know that they both have an incredible, you've mentioned it, incredible mind for the business.
Oh, yeah.
But talk about maybe what that means for each guy specifically. So if you say Fit Finley and his psychology and what he brings to the business, what does that mean when you think of Fit Finley?
That means that he's one of the people that's made an impact on the industry, and not just with his work, but with other people's work and bringing them to a whole new level. Look, the women's division is to what it is today because of Fit Finley. When he started taking over and training the ladies back when I first went to WWE, and we all went there, and if Fit started training the ladies with Trish Stratus and all those ladies, and he's been working with them ever since. That's why the ladies division up there is as exciting as the men's division. It's because of Fit Finley, and they keep the tradition carried on now. But he's the one that made it that way. And he'll tell you himself that even when he first started doing that they told him not to. That one of the old school guys said, "We can't have the women working like the guys." And they told him to quit training them like the guys. And he said, "I did it for about 2 weeks, and I went right back to what I was doing." But
he
thank
saw
God
the
he
future.
did. Thank God he did, because look at what it is now. Look at what the ladies
made everything better.
Man, unbelievably better. I think stronger now than at any time ever in the business.
And then when you think of what Regal brings to the business and what his psychology is, what do you think of when you think about that?
Same exact thing. Same thing. I remember those two guys, they had a match in Dublin, Ireland. And Fit was huge babyface, and he had little Hornswoggle with him as his second.
Yeah.
And Regal was the big heel, and they hated his guts. And it was packed, sold out at a place called the Depots. The old train depot has been turned into a big stadium, not stadium, but a big arena. And they did a deal where during the heat, little Hornswoggle come in and jumped over Finley's body because Regal had him down and beat the crap out of him. When he did, Regal grabbed him by the seat of the pants and the back of the shirt and just pitched his little ass across the ring. And when he did, those people went, that you could just hear the whole building just gasp. It was like, man, I got chill bumps from that crap, man. He had those people, they were, you just heard that, ooh. And it's like, oh my God, he's going to have to be careful. He might have to fight his way back, because I could feel it, And they kept it up, and then when Finley got that comeback, that place erupted. I mean, Oh my God! It was so cool. It was a fun match to watch. That was one of the most explosive, psychology-wise. But the moment that you can feel that moment when heat hits, it's like the wind gets sucked out of the room for a second. You very seldom ever feel that, anymore, because fans are so much with it, and we talk so openly about things. But Finley doesn't, and neither does Regal, And when they pitched little Hornswoggle, Regal pitched that Hornswoggle. I mean, just pitched him like a little sack of potatoes, man. And those people went, oh, and you could feel it. It was, ooh, that was one of the other than when Hogan turned, that was one of the most raw, pure heat moments that I have felt in modern wrestling. Yes. In Dublin, Ireland, when Regal and Finley worked and Regal pitched Hornswoggle, I was like, you could feel it, man.
Just a collective gut reaction.
That's what we were. When you see people starting to boil, man. And that's why Finley got such a big comeback too. So Regal wouldn't have to fight his way back to the locker room. But yeah, that was in Dublin, Ireland, toward the end of the night, and that was.
Look at those two, man.
Yeah, the Belfast Bruiser. Yeah, that was great chemistry, man, and an awesome match. That that one with a grit the teeth match, that was a badass. But that one in Dublin, Ireland, man, that was when you can feel the room, the entire arena just a collective. And Ron Simmons sidewalk slamming Vader in Tokyo got the same. That's the 3 times that I can.
That's the top 3.
The top 3. Oh. Pops that I've heard the people going, oh my God,
You heard it here. The top 3 most guttural crowd reactions from Nick Patrick's perspective is right there. That's pretty awesome, man. That is pretty awesome. Thanks everybody for hitting us up with your questions. We've had an incredible show today. Thank you for our guest, Stump Marshall.
Yeah.
He will be wrestling, Nick. Big event this Sunday night, Deep South Wrestling.
Yeah, we're going to be at New Realm Brewery out on the Beltline, rocking them one more time. So come hit us up, 5 o'clock, man. The food's awesome. The drinks are fun, and cold crafted beers, and the best indie wrestling in the state, in the whole Southeast for that matter. Come check us out. I guarantee you'll have a good time. Atlanta,
Georgia, Sunday, September 28th, and starting that show off with the tag titles on the line.
Starting them off with a bang. I love to do that because you get them right out of the chute, bam, and you keep it bringing it. And I've got the crew that can do it. So come check us out.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Thanks for getting us your questions. Check them out. wearedeepsouth.com. You can check them out there, see their events, get their merch. Also, make sure you follow their YouTube. You can go back and see those other stunt matches or any of the other clips and highlights and interviews all going on there at the Deep South Wrestling YouTube page. And, of course, you can find them on Instagram as well at Deep South Wrestling. He's Nick Patrick. I am the Casio Kid, man. Another hour in the books, Nick.
Yeah,
greatly appreciate it, man.
Great questions, too.
Yeah, great questions, great guest, great show. Let's do it again next week. How about it?
I'll be here, man.
We'll do it again next week. It's weekly every time here on the Podcast Heat Wrestling YouTube channel, exclusively free for everyone. Check it out, spread the word, and join us back here again next week on Nick Patrick's Mailbag with the one and only, the NWO heel ref himself, Mr. Nick Patrick.
Yeah.